Centuries ago, Stirling was the scene of some major Scottish battles for independence from England. In a sense, that history may be playing out again, at least more peacefully this time. Nothing says Scottish heritage like bagpipes, and Alan Waldron makes them himself. He loves playing them, but ever since the referendum, he's felt the wind knocked out of him.
I was completely shocked as well. I voted to remain in. It would be a big problem, an enormous headache. You know, I'm a bit annoyed from that aspect. Me personally, I would, for my business, I would far rather we stayed in.
A glance at his workshop explains his disappointment. The customers for whom he's building these instruments with fine African wood come from all over Europe. He's concerned about the impact Brexit could have on his business.
There'll be a lot more paperwork, there'll be a lot more of a headache of different import tariffs. And I don't know what extra percent there will be on top of things than before. From when we were part of the EU, there was no extra fees, and I think now there will be a lot more.
Waldron is hardly alone. People all over Scotland feel the same way. For years, major port cities such as Edinburgh have thrived on trade with Europe without border customs or trade barriers.
For the Scottish economy, with all those traditional links they have to the European continent, personally I would say it's nearly a disaster. I'll give you one example. Scottish whisky, world famous. And they are used to transport and transfer it to the European continent, and it really would be a disaster for many parts of the Scottish economy if that link would be abolished.
There's another reason why almost 2/3 of Scottish citizens voted to remain in the EU, a different mindset.
I think that over the years, the English have forgotten how the Scottish are thinking, what the Scottish Parliament means, and what the newly developed Scottish identity really means.
And that's why Scotland's regional government lost no time in responding to the result of the Brexit referendum.
I want to make it absolutely clear today that I intend to take all possible steps and explore all options to give effect to how people in Scotland voted. In other words, to secure our continuing place in the EU and in the single market in particular.
If necessary, Edinburgh says, Scotland will hold another referendum to break away from Britain. That's infuriating to David Coburn from the right-wing populist UKIP, the UK Independence Party, which backed Brexit in the referendum. He balks at Scottish independence.
Absolute nonsense. Nonsense on stilts. Absolutely it's not even constitutional. And apart from the fact it's not cricket, it's not the British way of doing things, certainly not the Scottish way of doing things. Nicola Sturgeon thinks constitutions should be written in pencil, and she should have a big rubber to change them when she likes. Well, I'm sorry, that's not how the rules are played.
Not many around here share that opinion. The somber mood in pubs is palpable, especially among younger Britons, and not just in Edinburgh.
The most important thing of the EU was that it kept peace. It created a community in a sense of community in all the countries.
We're in a world of uncertainty just now, and I'm not exactly sure what the necessary precautions are that myself and my friends need to take.
I'm not trying to say like we're cutting off ties completely, but I think we're now a young enough and a strong enough country that we can do well. We would do well.
2 years ago, Alan Waldron voted for Scottish independence. Now, following the Brexit referendum, he hopes Scotland will get a second chance to decide on breaking free of Britain.
For me, Britishness is poisonous. I'm Scottish first, European second, and the concept of Britain is got a lot of bad taste historically.
Outside, the bagpipe music resumes. Scotland's national symbol will be a lasting presence here, no matter how this crisis plays out.